recording. Okay, so good evening, everybody. It's great to have everybody with us. And good evening, Sonia. It's good to have you with us as well. It's great to have everybody here this evening. Okay, so this evening session is going to be quite an interesting one, but just so we can just recap the groundwork again, why to kill a mocking mind? It's because it's all about looking at our personal growth, looking at our leadership development, self-awareness, boundaries, which most of us suffer with and don't know how to set on often occasions, behavior modification, and then obviously we'll look later on at our health. But I need to master that one first. Okay, welcome, Vilma. I think we got you here. Okay, so I need to master that one first, but we are going to be looking at health. All right, why to kill a mocking mind? As we said, it's all about that inner voice that talks to us all the time, the one that sometimes tells us things that are not actually the truth. To recap, just so that you, for those of you who are watching it for the first time, please go back and look at the session on Wheel of Growth and how that's going to impact your lives. Have a look at the session on the Johari window and how we've actually got to open ourselves to people if we want to have that peaceful life. And also the Wheel of Life. Where is your life balanced and imbalanced from? And by putting all those into actions tonight, one is going to be very, very interesting. It's one of my favorite topics. And that is the transactional analysis, known as TA, or parent, adult, child. So the transactional analysis is a psychoanalytic theory and method of therapy wherein social transactions are analyzed to determine the ego state of the communicator. So this states are the parent, adult, child. So the parent, which is the P. So for example, if I got away with something by behaving a certain way, I could carry that behavior into adulthood if it was never ever fixed along the way. So when we start looking at the parent, would be things like lecturing, judging, criticizing. You could give advice where before being asked to give advice, you just give advice because you feel you have the parental figure and you know more. You have a tendency to talk down towards people when you're in your parent state. And also from the parent side state is when you take care of other people, you always have that caring nature. So we'll go into the two different sides with regards to that. The ultimate place for us to get to is when we're interacting with an adult is to actually, in actual fact, interact as an adult. So we're going to go through some scenarios and share with you why we have a tendency, like I've just explained for myself. I would approach an adult. See, let's just focus on the parenting, the parent side now. When you have a look at the parent, there's two sides to the parent. You've got your controlling parent and you've got your nurturing parent. So not all of them are wrong. If you have a look, there's a positive and there's a negative to both the controlling parent. Person one says, I like your shirt. So an adult response would be, thank you, it's a new purchase. Okay, so that's your complementary transactions that follow a natural order. They follow, which combinations are we in? So, when they say the games people play, this is really serious. Every single day, you and I are in spaces when we interact with each other. We are playing games. We're playing word games. We're playing mind games. We're playing behavioral games. And so ultimately, it would be nice to get to that complementary state, whereas if you are an adult to an adult, speaking adult to adult. So guys, that is a lot of parent, adult, child. Interesting topic. And I would highly suggest you go a little bit deeper into it. So this is just a nice big overview. How's it, Vilma? Nice big overview of this. And I don't know if you want to add anything or say anything or type in a comment. Yes, Vilma, how's it?
Yeah, hi. I was a couple of minutes late. Sorry about that.
No problem.
This talk tonight makes me think about old Johnny Cash's movie, Walk the Line.
Walk the Line. That would totally change how they would be able to recognize their own behaviors before they get into the workplace.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Transactional analysis with somebody else. But in the case of a drinking spree or binge out eating, what have you, or just breaking of all rules. That's you in transaction with yourself. I'd like to talk about the psychology of that a bit.
Well, I disagree with you all. I grew up in a very controlling environment. It was always do this, do that, mustn't do this. So yeah, that's quite in my nature. Now that I've got a foster child in my care, it makes it difficult. No, definitely.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Awesome.
it was an awesome session again tonight. It's like every week I've got something on my mind, and every week it's just exactly the same, or the webinar that I need to hear.
Awesome.
I don't know how you do it, but you just have it. You every week you give me an answer on something that I need to know.
Awesome. And it's probably because I've had to experience it through the week for myself first. So that's why I teach what I've got to learn.
What has it done for me? Because obviously we really try and do things right. I think it's just nature of man. Sometimes you want to do things right. So I started asking myself the question, and that was, what questions could I ask myself to determine whether I'm out of balance? And actually just realized, I just wrote down a few questions that I said. Number one, are you out of transaction? In other words, are you just within yourself, or have you diverted to either become a parent or a child, and you're not the adult? Just be honest with yourself. So sort of take a dipstick check.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Paul, huh?
You're right.
Oh, dear goodness. Yeah, no, it's scary when you have two people that focus on behavior modification 24/7, 365, because you can't, either one of us, when we act out, it's like, okay.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall every so often there. That must be never a boring time.
We've learned the art of sending ourselves to the room. Awesome, guys. Thank you for this evening. Thank you for your input. It's been awesome. And yeah, next week, invite one friend. And if we can start getting more people chatting about these kind of things, you know, it really is going to help everybody. And we learned, like, I've learned so much from Sonia and from Vilma and George today, and from Anthony again. And it's good for us to be sharing and just keeping on track once a week. Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Super,
Well,
super.